All right, so there's kissing up to the boss, and then there's this. President Trump held his first official cabinet meeting, and it turned into a rather bizarre love fest. The president's top brass lavishing praise one after another on him, seemingly trying to out-praise each other. Listen.
Thank you, Mr. President, and just the greatest privilege of my life is to serve as Vice President to a president who's keeping his word to the American people.
Mr. President, I'm privileged to be here, deeply honored, and I want to thank you for keeping your commitment to the American workers.
Mr. President, what an incredible honor it is to lead the Department of Health and Human Services at this pivotal time under your leadership. I can't thank you enough for the privilege that you've given me and the leadership that you've shown.
Mr. President, thank you for the honor to serve the country. It's a great privilege you've given me.
On behalf of the entire senior staff around you, Mr. President, we thank you for the opportunity and the blessing that you've given us to serve your agenda and the American people.
If you'll excuse me, I have to shower now. Back with us, Maggie Haberman, Chris Cillizza. Maggie, what's happening there?
Oh, come on. I mean, you know exactly what's happening.
But meaning beforehand, he said, okay, the cameras are going to be there. If each of you could say something fabulous about it.
I actually don't think the president himself ordered that edict. My guess is that some interim person, if they felt the need to even order it, ordered that edict. But those of us who have seen Donald Trump for a long time in Trump Tower settings, for instance, know that this is how his staff there talk to him, too. So I think that it's not a huge leap. The problem is, as with everything, this is the seat of U.S. government. This is the cabinet room. This is a somber meeting. And instead of, look, it is absolutely a privilege to serve as vice president. It is absolutely, I thought Rex Tillerson was the most demure, basically just saying, it's an honor to serve your agenda. Thanks for giving me this opportunity. Everything else translated into what I thought the Washington Post captured very well about 2 weeks ago as essentially dear leader language that we don't hear in this country. That was surreal.
It was very North Korean. I thought, interestingly, because I'm sort of weird, I've watched that whole video, and Mattis, Secretary of Defense Mattis, does not exactly play along. He says, I'm proud to represent the men and women in uniform. Right. He does not do the praise.
Here's Mattis to Jeffrey's point.
Yeah.
Yep.
Mr. President, it's an honor to represent the men and women of the Department of Defense. And we are grateful for the sacrifices our people are making in order to strengthen our military, so our diplomats always negotiate from a position of strength.
So one of the things that you continue to see with Donald Trump is that he has a real difficulty distinguishing between the personal and the institutional. And so there is this weird sort of the state is me quality about how he runs this government. And you saw Mattis there as the only person who really didn't join in that and made clear this is about something broader. This is about country. We are in shared sacrifice. And that is essentially, this meeting was a distillation of the problems that you see the president inflict upon himself repeatedly.
Look, I want to thank the president for the opportunity to discuss a very important issue with you, Chris Cillizza, which is this notion that balance means you must be nice and you can criticize, but there must be a leavening of both. Margaret Sullivan